What's up, everybody? This is a follow-up video to the HP ProBook 450G5 overview video that I posted a while back. I wanted to answer a few questions that everybody had in the comment section, or address some of the more frequently asked questions that I've had about this laptop since posting that video. But if you haven't seen my first overview video, this particular HP ProBook has the Intel Core i7-8550U, which runs at 1.8 gigahertz with a turbo speed of about 3.7 gigahertz. The GPU is a GTX 930MX, which has 2 gigs of onboard VRAM. It also has an integrated UHD 620 graphics from Intel. The RAM is one module of 8 gigabytes of DDR4 SD RAM, which runs at 2400 megahertz. The SSD is a 256 gigabyte M.2 PCIe SSD. The battery is a 3-cell 48 watt hour battery. The ports that it has is one USB 3.1 Type C, one USB 2.0, one HDMI, one VGA, and one RJ45, along with the power, headphone, and SD card slot. And my apologies, I read that incorrectly. It has two USB 3.1s. That's my fault. The weight on this laptop is about 4.64 pounds, and it ships with Windows 10 Pro 64-bit edition. All right. So now that we got the specs out of the way, I want to address the first question about this laptop, and its most commonly asked question is the backlit keyboard. Not every HP ProBook appears to ship with a backlit keyboard. So make sure if you're going to purchase this laptop that it specifies in the model that you're purchasing that it has a backlit keyboard, okay? Because if it does, you'll be able to brighten it, dim it, turn it off, all with the F9 key. All right, so just make sure that you're aware of that before you purchase if you're looking for a model with the backlit keyboard, which in my opinion is something that is a need to have. The next question that I've had is about the fan noise and the heat that this laptop generates. And I would say that overall, 90% of the time, the laptop is 100% silent like it is right now. Unless it's under heavy load, doing some big Windows updates or, doing some other heavy creative work. Not that I really do any heavy creative work on this thing. It doesn't really make any noise at all, which is pretty great. Like I said, it's got that 8550U in there, which is a Ultrabook style CPU. So, I mean, it generates very little heat. Never had any issues. It never becomes uncomfortable. The keyboard remains, perfectly usable. The whole laptop as a whole is very usable, even under heavy load. The battery life is fantastic. I can easily get a whole day out of this thing. It's been over a year now, and the battery has not appeared to have degraded very much, if at all. So if you're worried about that, as you should be, because the battery's not very easy to replace on this model, unfortunately, it will last you a good while. Next question I've had is gaming performance. I can't really comment on that. Like I said, I use it for business, IT network administration type stuff. So I don't really game on it or anything like that, but it does have that dedicated video card. So if you're going to do some basic gaming, I'm sure it'll hold up just fine. Just make sure that you have it plugged in so that it doesn't drop your frame rate or, power down, go into power saver mode or anything like that. So that's something to be aware of there. The screen brightness it's not the best, but it's not the worst. I've used this laptop outside on multiple occasions, and it's viewable. It's definitely viewable outside. I mean, it's not like, oh my gosh, I can see the screen great like I can now, but I think it gets to about 250 to 300 nits or something like that. So that's something to be aware of if you're an avid outdoor user. I know that the sRGB scale is only like 45% on this display, even though it is a 1920 by 1080 IPS display with really good viewing angles. The color rating is not that great, or color accuracy rating that creatives or photo editors or video editors might be looking for is not that great. So that's something to be aware of there. Like I said, I don't use it for that, so it doesn't apply to me. So I don't have any complaints as far as the display goes. It's bright enough, viewing angles are great, and I wish the bezels were a little thinner, but that's about it. Beggars can't be choosers. This is a laptop you get all these specs for under $1,000. So also keep that in mind. The next question I want to address is the build construction. All right, so the palm rest area, this whole area right here is aluminum, but the rest of the laptop is plastic. So if you're looking for a whole aluminum or metal body or metal chassis laptop, this is not for you because the whole thing is not aluminum. On to the next question. The touchscreen or the screen on this laptop is not touchscreen. All right, they do have a touchscreen model, but this particular model is not touchscreen. All right, so if you want the touchscreen model, make sure that it specifies it is a touchscreen and that it does come with that capability. Otherwise, you'll be disappointed. A lot of people have also asked me to do an inside view of the laptop, so that's what I'm going to do next. So this is the inside of the laptop. This is about as far as you can go without getting too deep into taking the laptop apart. As you can see, this is our 1X 8GB RAM module here. You have another module here for expansion. You have your Wi-Fi card here, your M.2 PCIe SSD right there, and you have a whole other bay here for a SATA drive. So you can put another SSD there. We can put another regular hard drive there. Personally speaking, I have taken the keyboard out and I have done replacements on this particular model. It is very easy to replace the keyboard on this thing. You know, if you have a bad keyboard or if your keyboard goes bad and HP sends you another one like they did for us, it's very easy to do a keyboard swap on this thing. And just do a quick Google search and that'll take care of it for you. Battery replacement is not going to be so easy. I tried to get to the battery and kind of gave up because it was just going to take too much taking it apart, and I didn't actually need to do a battery replacement. So hopefully I never will, because it's not very easy, not very accessible on this laptop, which is something I miss compared to the Dell Latitudes, which are very easy to take out and very easy to access. Overall, I've been using this actual particular laptop for over a year now. I've had zero issues out of it. It's been very reliable. It's worked great. It's still as fast as it was day one. Hasn't slowed down a bit. It's met my every need, and I really couldn't be happier with it. This is a fantastic laptop. If you're not too picky, if you're not that nitty-gritty person, oh, it doesn't have thin bezels, oh, it doesn't have this, it doesn't have that, it doesn't have full metal chassis, you know, those are all nitpicky things. The build quality is definitely on par. I mean, there's no flex in the keyboard, there's no flex here, there's no flex there. So I feel like the build quality is absolutely up to par, especially for the price point that this laptop is coming at. All right, you can pick this thing up online for under $1,000 in this configuration. So I feel like it's absolutely justified in the price to performance ratio. So I hope I've addressed some of the questions or more common questions that I've had about this laptop. If you're thinking about getting this laptop, I highly recommend it. Definitely get one, at least with an SSD drive. Make sure that keyboard is backlit, because you're definitely gonna want that, if not now, in the future at some point. All right. So again, I appreciate everybody watching this video, and if you have any more questions, feel free to leave that in the comment section below. Thank you.